Let me know once you are able to see my screen.
Yes, sir.
You're able to see, right? So
Yes, sir.
yesterday we have studied about the concept of conditional statement. In that we
Yes,
have used if statement. So in the
yes.
same way we have to go for if else, else if, and switch statement. So did you try the rest of that?
Mm, yes, I do have a small idea about if statements, conditional statements in C language.
Okay, the same will get applied over here also.
Yeah.
So so you do one thing. Today you
Okay.
try for if else, else if. Not only this assignment is not only for you, as this video is
Yes.
getting recorded, it is for everyone. So guys, please try this all. Switch. And also try for loop, while loop, do while, and nested loop. So yeah, let me take one scenario here. So this is an HTML, close of HTML, and here we go with head and close of head. In this I'm going to write a script tag, and this is followed with the close of script tag. So in this one what I'm going to do is, as usual, I'm going to give some button over here. Type equals to button, and value equals to click. So we are going to write a function now. So how to define a function? Function space function name.
Um,
So repeat loop, repetition, I have given a name as repetition. So here on, how to call a function?
on click.
Yeah, on click. Repetition is going to call. So what I'm going to do is, I'm going to call an alert initially. So I'm just going to run this. Click. So we got an alert, a dummy alert, dummy message we have given. So in this one, what I'm going to do is, I'm going to use uh, an example of for loop. We have a habit, as you might have also learned about C language or Java language. So we basically write int, int, int. So we should not go for int here. We should go for var. Var I equal to 0, I less than 10, and I plus plus. So this is used for repeating a loop. So in this loop, I'm just displaying I value. So on the click of this, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 9. 0 to 9 is nothing but 10 times repetition. So 10 times we got this one. So in spite of alert, we can also use window.console. This is a new thing which I am teaching for today. Window.console. I value of I is. What is the meaning of console?
Console is
Console is something which get displayed on the server. So
yes, sir.
here, this is our search engine. Sorry, browser engine itself is our server.
Yeah.
So in this one, We have studied about elements, and we have also studied about console, and we have also studied about sources. So,
Yes, sir.
what is the use of console? Console is a place where your data will get displayed. So, I didn't refresh it because of that my old code is getting executed. Let me refresh it now, and I'm clicking over here. So, some error is coming. Window.console is not a function. Let me check that. So, I'm going to console window.console. Okay, let me get back to this, and let me go with this one. Console is not getting displayed. It is console.log. It's not window.console. Let me change this to console.log of I. Let me check this. I'm removing this breakpoints and everything, and I'm just going with only console. Click. So what happened over here? All the values got displayed at the console. This is what your area where your data is getting displayed. If you want this data to be, you can display it like this. So when you're clicking, that function is getting called, and it is in this way. So you might have studied how to display a table, two table, palindrome, and many more things. So that all you can apply over here if you want. 2 into I. So let me take from 1, because so on click we are calling a function, and we are displaying a table. If you want to display in a tabular format, then you can go in this way: 2 into plus I. So with this you will be learning about designing also. Equals to single quote plus 2 into I. So you got the table. So these things you practice on using for loop, while loop, and do while loop. So these are the things which you have to remember, and nobody will say you to write a two table using a JavaScript, and nobody questions you also about this. But the concept is like this. One example I must take for the looping structure also, because here we don't have integer. In order to make you clear about this, we have var variable. So do you have any questions up to here?
Yes, sir.
No?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So let's proceed further now. So we are good up to here, right?
Yes, sir.
I'm going to create a form now. Username. Username, input type equal to text, name equal to ID. I'm going to take from there. ID equal to in spite of username, I'm going to take a value, enter, put type equal to text, id equal to a. So here break, enter b value. So this is what dynamic we are going to do something. You just watch it out how we are going to do. And type equal to button and something like value equal to add. Okay, so let me save this and come back over here. Enter a value. A value, can you give some input?
5,
1. B value
5,
5. Okay, let me make it 5. What is b value?
8.
8. So when I'm clicking on add, nothing is happening. It's good to see that nothing is happening. If something happens, we have to think of. Correct? So can you tell me why nothing is happening over there?
Mm, because we didn't do the alert to display.
Okay, let me use something. Console.log added value is something I am giving you. Now let me refresh. Let me go with 5 and let me go with 8 and let me click on add. Still nothing is happening. So if you want to see the code, what I said you, click
We
on.
have to put like console.log.
So console.log,
Console.log.
yeah, console.log I am writing over here,
So,
but still it is not working. Why? Can you catch that why? So if you carefully watch this one, something is missing in this line. So we are performing event on button. We are clicking on add and we want to call a function.
why the
What
integer?
what is that?
We didn't specify any integer values over the script.
Okay, but these are the integer values, right? So we are not calling a function. Are we calling a function from here? On click is missing in this. Correct? Make sense?
Yes,
So on click equals to repetition. Now let me add semicolon also. So and yeah, 5 and 8 you said, right?
yes,
Let me come to the console. Added value. What is the added value should come over here? 13.
plus
5.
13.
Yeah, so it's not coming as 13. Why?
Because we didn't specify anything to be added in the script.
Correct. So let me write 5 plus 8. 5 and 8. So you got as a 13. But when I am giving 55 and 8, still you are getting as a 13. Why?
Because we didn't change it from 55 to 8. 5 to 55.
So again I have to come back over here and if I have to make it as 55 and 8. and then it will be 13, sorry, 63. So every time coming back to the code and fetching the value and doing all this stuff is, it doesn't make sense, right? I have
Okay.
to be available all the time, and I have only to be the end user then. So we should know what is a way of sending this A value to this function and B value to this function. So there is
Mm-hmm.
a predefined function over here, document dot get element by ID. So here we have given the ID name. What is the ID name here? A dot value. So store this value in any variable X or A, whatever you want. So in the same way, get element by ID. So finally here we have to replace with, if you see here, if I give 11 and 22, then I'm giving us concatenation is happening over here. So I'm giving us 11 and 22. So it is taking and displaying. Let me go in this way. So if I'm giving us 11 and 22, how much it should be? 33.
Okay.
But we are getting as this thing. So by default, these values are nothing but string over here. Let me display A and B, and then we will resolve that one. So here we have 11 and 22. So you can see that 11 we are getting and 22 we are getting, but we are not getting added value. So we have to get the added value over there. So we have to typecast it. Conversion. I will show you that. A plus B, and I'm removing this. 12 we are getting for this also. So we are not getting the added value. What we are getting over here? Concatenated value. What is the meaning of concatenation?
The values which we assign for the variables.
Correct. So concatenation means appending. Okay. What is the meaning of appending? It will simply add the value one to the next. If you give here as 33 and 42 or 99 and 2, so it will be 99 2. This is known as concatenation. Okay. So
Okay.
let me go in this way. If I have 11 and 2, what will be the concatenated value then? 7 and 2, 13. So added value is working fine in this way. 11 and 2 is 13. But here for document.getElement by ID, in this case, it is not working fine. So let me check that. Let's debug that. So how to debug? Place a breakpoint over there and give some value. Let me refresh it first. Give some value as 2233. When you click over there, so the breakpoint will come down over there. In that, you can simply add the values. Plus of A plus B. So let me check this case why it is concatenating get element by ID. What is the ID we have there? Dot value. So here we are missing what? 22 we are getting. So what you learn from this example, I'm changing it to send. So how to send the values from text field to where? JavaScript function. So how do you send the values from text field to JavaScript function?
From debugging, like pointing the breakpoint over there, we are sending values.
So for getting a values from text field to function, we have to use document.element by ID. So this is a very important function. We have to remember this throughout until you are in UI developer. So this is the one which is very widely used. Okay. So what is the use of this one? It is used for fetching the values from text field, that is nothing but UI screen to function. And where it is applicable, it is applicable for checking the length of characters. For example, you have a, let me take a scenario here, enter mobile number between max up to 10 characters. So we are saying user to enter the mobile number up to how many characters? 10 characters. So it should accept up to 10 characters, right?
Yes,
So here I'm going to 78765. So 10 characters are there. So alert, we got a 10 characters. If the user enter more than 10 character, what I want is I want to convey a message to a user. What is the message? You have exceeded the limit. Like that, I want to convey a message. So for number checking, for email validation, for name validation, for all this purpose, we will be using this one. Let me put in this way. See, here number of characters are how much? 11 numbers are there. Number of digits are 11. Okay,
now it's yeah,
it's 11, right?
it's 7.
So when I am clicking over here, I have to tell user, dear user, you have exceeded the limit. Let me take in this way. 9, 10. These are nothing but 11. 11 numbers are there. So when I am clicking over here, I should not allow the user to enter more than 10. So for that, what we have to do? First, we have to fetch the values from this text field to here. So how to fetch the value?
Get element by document.
Document dot
Document dot get element.
by ID. So what is the ID here? A dot value. So I'm going to store this in something. I'm giving a name as mobile. And let me and I have what I have to do? I have to check the length of the mobile number. So if mobile dot length greater than 10, then what we want? We want to convey a message to a user.
Limit exceeded.
Limit exceeded. Something. Okay. So I'm just refreshing it. I'm going for limit exceeded. So if I'm going for 10 numbers here, I'm not getting an alert. So it means that it is accepted. If I am going more than 10, then I should get an alert. Limit exceeded. Or else you can say it like length of the numbers max allowed is up to 10. It's up to you. Okay. This you can follow with else also. Then how it will go? It will be going in this way. Uh, Limit exceeded and number accepted. Some message I am trying to convey over here. So let me give 10 numbers. So if it is 10, then number accepted. If it is greater than 10, then limit exceeded. What about less than 10? If I give less than 10, what happens? It is saying number accepted because max up to 10 characters. If you want to provide exact 10 characters, then you have to write one more condition here. Logical and mobile dot length should be equal to 10. One condition is enough then. If it is equal to 10, then it should be accepted. If it is not equal to 10 or greater than or less than 10, then less than 10 or what is another condition we have? Greater than 10, right?
Yes.
5, 6, less than 10. Limit exceeded. So limit exceeded is not a good message because less than 10 it is, right? So let me give a message, right? Please enter 10-digit mobile number. If it is less than 10, then we are conveying a message. If it is greater than 10, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 10. If it is 10, then accepted. If it is greater than 10, then please enter 10-digit mobile number. So with this example, you will be getting, I'm sorry, the clarity on if and else as well. So let's proceed further now. So you have to remember one point in this one, document dot get element by ID. So which ID? This ID. Here we are not using name, we're using ID. I will explain you about the name later on. Let's complete the ID first. So this ID, if you have two values, then one over here, and if you have B also, then one more time, then you have to write B. So let me, uh, we have very less time and so many topics are there. Let me go a bit fast. So here what we are doing, we are just taking an input and validating it and displaying it. So what is the use of alert?
It is used to display
It is used for displaying. It is
the content in the content.
yeah, content or message on screen. So now what I'm going to use some other type here. So what is the use of value here in button? So value is nothing but the label of the button, the name of the button. Mobile input I am giving now. So what happens? Mobile input. So second type of alert is prompt. So in this prompt, enter mobile number. So what is the difference between alert and prompt? I will explain you. So prompt means you can give an input over here. Okay. So this type of prompts you will see in terms of when you try to open the PDF, you will find a prompt dialog over there. And many more websites will be using this one. But in practical, this prompt is very rarely used. So it is used for taking an input. So whatever input you give, it will take that input. Let me store that input as well. Mobile equal to. When I'm storing, then I will love to display it also. So now I'm going to display. Mobile input is, let me enter the mobile number 98765432110. So we have displayed the message as well. Okay. So use of prompt, it is used for taking an input. The one way is use the text field directly. Another way is give a chance to the user to enter the mobile number over there. I hope it is clear to you.
Yes, sir.
Let me quick let me quickly move on. So yesterday we have studied about document.write, which is used for displaying a message on screen. So now we are going to use document.location. So let me erase this, and I'm giving a function name as calling new screen. Let me use the same function name over there at the top, calling new screen. So window.location equals, let me refresh it. Let me change. I will explain you, just hold on. So what is happening in this? Hello.
Yes, sir.
So when I'm clicking on button, it is redirecting to some other screen in this case.
Mhm.
So in order to for redirecting to some other location, we will be using this window dot location. So this will be used in case when you have a user like admin, you will be seeing like admin is having some other screen and users are having some other screen. So this will be used in that case. You can fetch the value from the input and you can validate. If input equals to admin, then you can call this one. Let's make that. Or else, let me take this in terms of prompt, enter user ID. Let me store that value over here. And what I want, if the user is Yahoo, then I want to call a Yahoo website. Okay? And another scenario is if the user is MSN, then I want to call a Microsoft website, that is http msn.com. So in this way you can add as many conditions you want. So what is our business logic here? When a user is clicking on redirect, we will be getting a prompt screen there. So in that prompt screen, if we enter Yahoo, then this Yahoo condition will get executed. And when we enter MSN, MSN will get executed. Let's try this. So prompt is coming now and I'm giving Yahoo. So Yahoo is getting called. So let me click on that. MSN, msn.com is getting called. Okay. So in this way we can add a lot of conditions over here. So window dot, the point which is important to remember over here is window dot location. So it is used for redirecting based on user. This is also used for calling some other website. For example, once you enter the mobile number in the Paytm and enter the amount, and then you go for the net banking, and then you select a specific bank website like Axis Bank and click on submit or send or go or pay, then it will be calling a Axis Bank website. How that will be happening? It is simply using window dot location in that case. Okay, so are you following?
Yes, sir.
There is something so called, let me go through it, set timeout. So there will be scenarios like if the user is not using a particular website for a few minutes, then you want to invalidate a session or you want to call a home page, all these things. So for that purpose, we will be using a set timeout. You can try this if you want, or else where is our, yeah, here is our file. Now I'm going to use set timeout. Here you have to specify the function name. This is what function name we have, and I want to give a message sorry, this site will be redirected in 10 seconds. Okay, and then you can write window dot location, and you have to wait for 1000 millisecond equal to 1 second. So in the same way, 10,000 will be there. Okay, so let me quickly move on because we are running short of time. Another some predefined functions let me cover. I'm just removing the script code. If you want to take a print of page, window.print you have to use. So this is a predefined function. So if you have any predefined function, you can call it from here. So you can, so in your website, if you want a print option, click here to print, then you can use this one. So here redirect doesn't make sense, so I'm rolling back to print. So you can see that your page is getting printed. So how it is possible? Just by one line of code, window.print. In the same way, what we have, console.log. So as I said you, if you're using double quotes, then inside it should be single quote. You have to manage with double quotes and single quotes here. So when I'm clicking here, when so window.console.log, in spite of writing in a script, as it is a predefined function, I can write over here also. Okay, so that will be displayed on the console. So you can see that. So it is getting increased over here 8 times. Now let's quickly move to the data types. Yesterday we studied about the data types. Let me explain you about the objects and then we will wrap off. So here I'm just rolling back. I'm calling a function here. So I'm going to call a function like on click of button. Some any other some name which makes sense and which can be applicable for all. And redirect, we are not going to redirect. Click here. Okay, and then that's it. So let's start learning about the objects now. So what is object? Anything which physically appears in the world is known as object.
Mm-hmm.
So anything it can be. It can be like a restaurant, it can be like a car, it can be like bike, plane, country, anything which is appearing around you as a physical entity is known as object. So let me take an object of mm, anything. Let me take college only. So here how the object will be notated. Branch CSC college name I'm giving. Name of the college as CBIT, and location. These are the properties of college. Location like Kandipet Road or something. And what else?
Mm,
Affiliation, Usmania University, and courses offered. So BE, ME, MCA, MBA. Okay.
mhm,
So this is nothing but college representation. So how to call the data of this college? So wrapping of data into a single unit is known as encapsulation. The same thing applied over here. In spite of defining all these things separately, what we have done is we have defined this all in a single entity. So this is a single entity like this, ended with semicolon. And if you want, you can give the, so this one object is holding hell lot of information. So it is holding name, location, affiliation, courses. Tomorrow, if you want to add strength, number of buses, and number of routes, X, Y, Z, W, A, B, C, 1 to 900, anything you can add over there. Now, the concept here to learn is the displaying a college. So again, now I'm going to explain you about one new tricky thing in terms of debugging. So this is very, very important. I need your concentration on this. So let me go with the normal way. When I'm trying to display a college, what I'm getting object here. Correct? So I
mhm,
don't want object. What I want data. What is the data? Name I want. Location I want. Affiliation I want. Courses offered I want. So for that, the easiest way to understand this is put a debug point over here, come to console. So when I'm clicking over here, let me click. So the flow is stopping here. Click on console and type. What you type? College. So you got the object. So your object is nothing but your information. So this object name dot variable name. College dot name. If you give, what you are getting? CBIT. In the same way, you can see here college dot location, college dot affiliation, college dot courses offered. So in this way, you will be getting the data of the college. So if you're not clear with this, let me come back to the screen. So here I'm going to explain you in this way. College dot name. Name is going to be displayed here. Let me remove this. CBIT you got. So in the same way, if you want location, how to get location?
yes. I like college location.
Yeah.
College dot location.
So in this way, you will be accessing the data. So
Mhm,
affiliation, if you want, college dot affiliation. Correct?
yes, sir.
So another way also I'm explaining you in this. So in this way also, that is nothing but array. Array of name. Let me try that. CBIT. Gandipet, OU. Okay, so this is the one way, and this is the another way. Okay, there are many more concepts which I thought of covering by today, but time is not permitting me. So let me summarize what we have studied today. Today we have learned something so called window.location, console.log, and we have also learned about the redirect concept, set timeout, and print, and many more things related to the object and all. So I request you today. I'm going to give you assignment. You need to submit it by tomorrow or today end of the day. The assignment is predefined functions of JavaScript. So this is not only for you. This is for all. Swapna, Vikram, both Sandeeps, and for you, Leela also. I'm sorry, it's Smita, not Swapna. So please do this and submit this. So if you have any questions, you can stay on the call. Else you can drop off.